Welcome inside another episode of Buck Update Central as we take a look at the highlights in the last week for ETSU Athletics. And I'm Parker Schwartz to talk about the 4 games that we have to go over for ETSU men's and women's basketball. Now, it's been a roller coaster ride for the women's team as they started the week in Clarksville against Austin Peay State.
These teams went down to the wire last season in Johnson City. In this year's edition, the Bucks starting on an 8-3 run out of the gates. One player that kept the Bucks afloat the entire game, Tiana Tarter, career night 31 points as the Bucks dove into a back-and-forth affair. ETSU with a 9-point lead until Austin Peay closed the gap with a 6-0 run to end the first half. Into the final 20 minutes, Carly Litton making it rain from deep, and later an and 1-3 from Tarter, her one and only tray ball. And in the fourth, she goes coast to coast in with an unbelievable shot high off the glass. Bucks down 3, and Shamaria Bridges cans it from the left wing. We have a tie game. The Governors responded with a bucket, and Bridges with a try for the win. It came up just short as the Bucks fell in a heartbreaker. Looking to come out with a better effort at home, the blue and gold hosting the Davidson Wildcats. Trailing after the first quarter, Carly Litton knots up the game at 13 with 1 from 3. And back-to-back tray balls from Shamaria Bridges, Litton again gave the Bucks a slight advantage. ETSU outscored the Wildcats 28-12 in the second quarter alone. The momentum continued in the final 10 minutes, the Bucks getting 23 points in the quadrant. Raven Dean, Shamaria Bridges, and Tiana Tarter all in double figures. Tarter an impressive 25 points. That was after 31, remember, against Austin Peay. The reigning SoCon Player of the Week, guiding the Bucks to a 20-point win. ETSU 4-4 on the campaign.
So the women finished the week with a record of 1-1. They'll have upcoming tests against Campbell and then Thursday at Brooks against the Vanderbilt Commodores. The second time this season the Bucks have hosted an SEC team. As for the men's squad, they just won the Sanford Pentagon Showcase in South Dakota over Thanksgiving break, and now 2 games against non-Division I opponents, but not as easy as expected, including the game last Thursday against Lees-McRae.
The Bobcats, coached by former ETSU legend Keith Mr. Jennings, and although they only had 1 win coming in, it was not an easy game at all for the blue and gold. In the first half, the Bobcats led at the break, guided by the hot hand of Laprice Lynch, a shocker at Freedom Hall. Thankfully, the Bucks able to ratchet it up. TJ Crumler with a 3-pointer to give the Bucks the lead. ETSU pulled away at the very end. Hunter Mascara-Perea with 2 big buckets in the final couple minutes as the Bucks slide by with a 5-point victory. Attention and focus, a point of emphasis for head coach Steve Forbes, rolling into Sunday's bout with Limestone College. The Bucks off to a 9-2 lead to start things off. TJ Cromer feeling it. He had 21 points coming off the bench. More of the same as the contest continued. The Bucks converted on 10 threes, nearly shooting 50% from the field, and they're now off to the program's best start, 7-1 since the 90-91 season.
So overall, a winning week for ETSU basketball. They finish with a record of 3-1. Now, upcoming games, we mentioned the women play on Thursday at home against the Vanderbilt Commodores, and then the men hit the road to play a big non-conference game against the Dayton Flyers.